Shri Guru and Gauranga. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Welcome to this morning Bhagavatam class. Today we are reciting the verse from Canto 4, Chapter 24, Text 70. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text number 70. Tamevatmanam sarvabhuteshavasthitam pudyadvam granantascha jyayantascha sakradharim. Tamevatmanam atmastam sarvabhuteshavasthitam pujayadvam granantascha jyayantascha sakradharim. Tamevatmanam atmastam sarvabhuteshavasthitam pujayadvam granantascha jyayantascha sakradharim. Prabhuji. Tamevatmanamastmatam sarvabhuteshavastita pujadvayam granantascha jyayantascha sakradharim. Tamevatmanamatmastam sarvabhuteshavasthitam pujayadvam granantascha jyayantascha asakradharim. Tamevatmanamatmastam sarvabhuteshavasthitam pujayadvam granantascha jyayantascha sakradharim. Tamevatmanamatmastam sarvabhuteshavasthitam pujayadvam granantascha jyayantascha sakradharim. Come unto him, Eva, certainly, Atmanam, the Supreme Soul, Atmastam, within your hearts, Sarva, all, Bhuteshu, in every living being, Avasthitam, situated, Pujayadvam, just to worship him, Grinantascha, always chanting, Dhyayantascha, always meditating upon, Asakrit, continuously, Harim, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Graces Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Please repeat. Therefore, O sons of the King, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, is situated in everyone's heart. He is also within your hearts. Therefore, chant the glories of the Lord and always meditate upon Him continuously. Purport. Please listen. The word asakrit is significant, for it means not just for few minutes, but continuously. That is the instruction given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Sikshastakam. Kirtanasya Sadahari. The holy name of the Lord should be chanted 24 hours daily. Therefore, in this Krishna consciousness movement, we request the devotees to chant at least 16 rounds on their beats daily. Actually, one has to chant 24 hours daily. Just like Thakura Haridas, who was chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 100,000, 300,000 times daily. Indeed, he had no other business. Some of the Goswamis, like Raghunath Das Goswami, were also chanting very rigidly and also offering obeisances very rigidly. As stated in Sri Vaishnavacharya's, Sri Srinivasacharya's prayer to the six Goswamis, Sad Goswami Ashtakam, Sankhya Purvaka Nama Ghana Nathbi Palavastani Bhrutau. The word Sankhya Purvaka means maintaining the numerical strength. Not only was Raghunath Das Goswami chanting the holy name of the Lord, but he was also offering obeisances in the same prolific numbers. Because the princes were all ready to enter into some severe austerity in order to worship the Lord, Lord Shiva advised them to constantly chant and meditate upon Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is significant that Lord Shiva personally offered his prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just as he was taught by his father, Lord Brahma. Similarly, he was also preaching to the princes according to the Parampara system. Not only one should practice the instructions received from the spiritual master, but should also distribute this knowledge to one's disciples. The words Atmanam Atmastam Sarva Bhuteshva Avasthitam are also significant. The personality of Godhead is the origin of all living entities, because the living entities are parts and parcels of the Lord. He is the father of all of them. One can search out the Supreme Lord very easily within one's heart, for he is situated in every living entity's heart. In this verse, the process of worshipping the Lord is considered to be very easy and complex. For anyone can sit down anywhere and in any condition of life and simply chant the holy names of the Lord. By chanting and hearing, one automatically engages in meditation. Let's do Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanathimirantasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Sya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Te Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna. So we are continuing the Lord Shiva's prayers. We are reaching the final episodes of this Rudra Geet. So if you see the Lord Shiva's verse instructions from the past few verses, these are very crystal clear, no ambiguity, nothing. Doing the devotion to the Lord is ultimate goal. That's what he's clearly highlighting, and same thing is conveying to Prachetas. If you see this in the translation, it is mentioned, right? So Krishna is sitting in our everyone's heart and chanting the holy name continuously. That is the ultimate goal. So when we try to, so chanting the holy name continuously, in the purport Prabhupada was saying, not just for 1 minute or 2 hours, where we spend almost 16 hours chanting, right? It has to be done 24 hours daily. We know all the past time, like in the initially, it was the Prabhupada was recommending 64 rounds per day. But all the devotees mentioned that no, it is not practical. They have many other responsibilities to perform. Then Prabhupada decreased to 32. Then again devotees complained and finally said, okay, minimum 16 rounds, not less than that. So that's what the Prabhupada mood was, that in like 24 hours a day, we should be remembering Krishna, chanting the Krishna. But yeah, so because of constraints in the Kali Yuga, in this material world, we are strict to 16, but it is minimum 16, not the only 16. So, but in order to develop the mood for 16 rounds, it's not easy, right? No, 24 hours. We have to, like the Haridas Thakur is continuously chanting the holy name around 300,000 times. Holy names he is chanting every day. Getting into the developing that mood is not always easy. Not easy. It's in our, particularly in the Kali Yuga time, because our mind is so chanchala, like it is always wandering. We will not be able to focus. So it's not possible. But in this verse, the reason is clue also given. If we understand that it is mentioned, Krishna is living in our heart. But when we understand that Krishna is living in our heart, and when we realize that, and when we act accordingly, then will we slowly get into the stage where we can constantly remember Krishna. Let's see. Let's understand. Sitting in the Lord is sitting in our heart. Let's try to understand this. Generally, the direct meaning we can say that okay, Lord is sitting in our heart. But what is the impact we are having? Because when the Lord is having in our heart, what is the impact which we are having? Is everyone having the impact, or only few people having the impact? If it is so, let's try to understand the deeper meaning of Lord sitting in our heart and how it helps. Gradually, we will see how it helps to develop the mood where we chant 24 hours daily. So this verse is clearly, it is mentioned, Lord is staying in our heart. And in our Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned, many verses are there. Like in the 18th chapter, 61 verse, Ishvara sarva bhuteshu hriddeshi vinotishtate brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudani mayaya. This is what mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 61 verse. And the meaning is, Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wandering of all living entities who are seated as on a mission made of material nature. So, Supreme Lord is there in our heart. And what he is doing? He is directing. So, this verse, we can derive one important understanding, that what is the meaning of Supreme Lord staying in our heart. So, in the purport of this verse, Prabhupada very, very nicely explained the deeper understanding of sitting in our heart. So, the one analogy we can see, as soon as a living entity is placed in a particular body, he has to work under the spell of that body. We understand the example of Indra as a pig, right? and he committed offense to Bruhaspati. And as a result, he became a pig. And after he became a pig, he forgot that his original position, he was enjoying the pig life. Right? So that is the conditioned nature. As soon as we get any body, we try to, under the spell of that body, material modes are acting and we will be behaving as if this is very suitable for me and let me enjoy in this body. That would be our mode. Another analogy Prabhupada made in the Prabhupada, same, the 18.61, this verse, Bhagavad Gita. One example, if a person is driving a very speed car, so very fast speed jet or speed car, which goes very fast, then he will be sitting in the car, he's going very fast. Similarly, when he moved into the small normal car, which doesn't go very fast, the same driver, he will go very slow. Right? So this is the effect. Like same way, as Prabhupada has mentioned, similarly, by the order of the Supreme Soul, material nature fashions a particular type of body to a particular type of living entity so that he may work according to his past desires. So, when we get into the new body, we will work according to the past desires, but at the same time, under the direction. So, this is the important conclusion we can make. When Lord is sitting on our heart, what does it mean? We are not independent of the Lord. We are under the control of the Lord. The Lord is controlling, giving the orders. He is permitting everything to happen based on our desires. So where Lord sanctioning because of that. So this is one of the important meaning we can understand when Lord is sitting on our heart means He is the controller. We are not independent of the Lord. We are under the control of the Lord. So this is one way of one meaning of the sitting and the law understanding. Lord is sitting in our heart. And the next one, another verse from Bhagavad Gita, very famous verse. Many people know this. 13:23. Upadrashta anumantascha bharta bhokta maheshwara paramatmeti chapi yukto dehismin purusho para. So this verse also, Krishna is saying that yet in this body there is another transcendental enjoyer who is the Lord, Supreme Proprietor, who exists as an overseer and permitter and who is known as a super soul. So this verse is also, and one more important meaning we can derive from the verse. People may call, right? We are the soul, Supreme Lord is super soul, is living in our heart. But some people may not differentiate. Because super soul and we both are same. People may argue. But this verse is giving all the details. The super soul is not just normal. He is like Upadrashta. He is overseer. And Anumantas. He is a permitter. And in Bharta, he is the master. Bhokta, supreme enjoyer. And Maha Ishvara is the supreme Lord. So, the super soul is not living in our heart, is not an ordinary person. These are all the adjectives describing who is the super soul. So, and what he is doing, as we discussed, he is trying to guide us in every step. Like a small father is holding the small child's hand and walking, taking him. The super soul is trying to hold our hand and taking us towards Krishna's abode. But what is our nature? We don't realize, many of them don't realize that super soul is there in our heart and is trying to guide us. That we don't remember, first thing. Second thing, if we know he is there, we ignore his instruction because of our conditioned nature. So because of our conditioned nature, then what will happen? Since we are ignoring his instructions, which is trying to take us to Godhead, then what he will do? He will do as per our desires, whatever we are desiring, he is sanctioning. So as a result, we go entangled in a repeated life and death. Right? So this is how Krishna is there, super soul. He is trying to control or guide us in a right path. But we, the ignorant, foolish people, completely ignoring his instructions and taking repeated birth and death. So this is how the deeper understanding of Supreme Lord is staying in our heart. We can develop different levels of understanding we can derive from this. And now, not everybody is able to realize that super soul is there in our heart. Or if it is there also, we ignore his instruction. So what are the different ways to see the super soul? Right? So one is Ashtanga yogis. They follow, right? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. And when they do this severe difficult process, at the end, they will see Paramatma in the heart. Four-handed Vishnu form of Paramatma. Then what will happen? Just the yogis, they will see the Lord four-handed form, nothing else. They don't do any devotion. Because the Ashtanga process, they only giving that, seeing the form. They don't have the knowledge that he is a Bhagavan. We can reciprocate a loving service, we can perform a devotional service. With that, we can develop a loving exchange between Lord. That they don't have that knowledge. They all do Ashtanga yoga with severe yogic difficult process, and they are able to see four-handed form of the Lord. But they are not able to see they don't understand that, okay, we can serve the Lord, we can develop the relation. They don't have that knowledge. Like example, I can say, take this example. I think this was quoted by our Siksha Guru Hemang Chaitanya Prabhu in one of his lectures. I would like to repeat the same. So, like if you are coming to Sydney, like the flight, you landed in Sydney airport, and as soon as you land in the airport, have you reached your destination? Your house is there in particular suburb, and you have to take a taxi or a cab or a train or a bus. You will be going to your house in any of the particular suburb. As soon as you landed in Sydney airport, it doesn't mean that you have reached destination. Partially you reached your destination, but you haven't reached your final destination, right? So for that, you have to put some additional effort to take the cab or train station or bus, whatever transportation means convenient for you. Then you will be ready. Same way, the Paramag yogis, just they see that they see the Lord, but they don't have beyond that any knowledge that Lord we can do so many different loving exchange with the Lord. So this is the Ashtanga yogi is the process doing it. So their knowledge is limited and they only see the Lord. So but how we can know that the Lord we can do? So they don't have the knowledge. How can we get the knowledge about Krishna? This is where Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 55 verse, it is him. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. One can understand me as I am, Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. So this is the another important thing. So Supreme Lord is there in our heart, but people don't have a full knowledge about him. And how we can develop the knowledge about Krishna as he is? By doing the devotional service, by associating with the devotees, by associating with by reading scriptures. So with all this devotional process, we can understand who is Krishna, what is his nature. So only devotees can understand Krishna as it is. So, and this understanding, what it means, like, so first we don't have the knowledge of the Krishna. We understood that, okay, super soul is sitting on our heart, and we don't have much knowledge. But once we associate with the devotees, we get more progress in devotion, and through the devotion, we get more details about the Krishna, and then we can perform the devotional service. So with this, we can derive another important understanding, right? So well, like the Supreme Lord is staying in our heart. So the deeper understanding, how we can develop. Suppose a person attended some exam. He got 100% marks. Then what he feels? Okay, and if he stood as a topper in the class, what he will do? Okay, I have achieved a big size. They feel he achieved a great success, right? He's coming as the number of a topper in the class. It's a great achievement. In the material terms, when we see, he feels very proud, and many people will appreciate, right? Similarly, in any sport, let's say cricket or the soccer, if the particular person scores some century, or he gets some hat trick, or he scores goals, what will happen in some key matches? He makes his team to win. Then everyone will appreciate him, and he also feel very accomplished, success, right? That is similarly many examples we can take. If an actor, he is a famous actor, he receives Oscar award, prestigious, then everybody will appreciate his talent, right? In all these kinds of examples, either people are appreciating his knowledge when he is coming topper in the class, or when he's a pro sports, he's happening, people appreciating his skills. And when it is an actor, talent, as a musician, if he receives a Grammy award, then people will appreciate his talent. So what is happening in all these scenarios? People are appreciating the knowledge and the skill, talent of the individual. But is this correct? What is Bhagavad Gita is saying? In I think it was in 18 chapters, there are 2 verses. It was mentioned, O mighty Arjuna, according to Vedanta, there are 5 causes for accomplishment of all action. Now learn of this from me. The place, what are those 5 factors? To accomplish any task, there are 5 factors which are impacting in. Those are the first one, the place of action, that is our body, and the performer, that is soul, and the various senses. If you have to perform certain activities, we have to use our senses. The body is there, soul is there. Soul should be soul should be present in our body. Otherwise, body is dead. We can't do anything with our senses, right? So, body should be there, soul should be there in the body, and our senses should be active. If sometimes body can be active, soul is present, but senses are, our hand is not working, our we don't have proper eyesight, or we don't have legs. So all these senses are not working, then we can't accomplish anything, right? So these are all the things, various senses, and then finally many different kinds of endeavor. We should have an endeavor to perform, achieve those desires. And finally, the factor of super soul, it is mentioned. So super soul, these are the first 4 factors. If you see, body, soul, senses, and endeavor, it is within our scope, right? Within our purview, boundary. But the mercy, super soul, is important. So in all the examples previously we understood, let's again reconnect to the example. If a person is achieved highest topper in the class, is it only his strength? No. His effort is there, his endeavor is there, but super soul, mercy is also required. Same way, if the sports person achieving success, the person is scoring so many goals or any runs, his effort is there, but at the same time, super soul, mercy is required. Same thing, any actor, any artist. So this is what we can understand, that Paramatma is sitting in our heart, and he is guiding us in all the things. Now, so far we understood talking about the Paramatma level. So how he is impacting us in all the different. He is the controller. He is guiding us in every step, and he is showering his mercy. Because of things, we are able to perform various activities. But now we need to understand a little bit higher. Bhagavatam says, right, absolute truth can be realized in 3 levels. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Shabdati. Right? Brahmeti, Brahman level, it's just effulgence of the Krishna, the light, Brahmajyoti. And then Paramatma, that is what we are discussing in this verse. He is sitting in our heart and is sanctioning, overseeing, and everything is taking care of us. Those who realize, they can follow his instructions. Otherwise, people do not even know that Paramatma is sitting in our heart. And then the next level is Bhagavan. Because the person, this is the highest level of realization when we are talking about absolute truth. So we shouldn't stop at Paramatma level. We should move above the Paramatma level. That is absolute truth, Bhagavan level. What is Bhagavan? Bhagavan is like a 6 appearances. We see that Vishnu Puran, Parashara Muni told the 6 Bhagas there. Aishwarya, beauty, richness, strength, all these, there are various 6 appearances he mentioned. So he is the personal form of Bhagavan. Now, what he is doing, he always stays in Goloka. He is playing flute and he is enjoying with Gopas and Gopis. But he is taking care of all the other material work, creation of the material world, everything he is overseeing. How it is happening? Through his energies. We know from the Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures we understand there are 3 different kinds of Krishna's energy which are always acting. One is internal potency. Internal potency of Krishna, it creates all the spiritual aspects, it takes her. Sandik Shakti, Samvini Shakti, Ladini Shakti, again internal potency. These are 3 different. Various aspects it is looking in a spiritual realm. And then external energy, it's material world. And Jiva, we are marginal person. So everything, Krishna is taking all his other activities. Though he is playing flute, Goloka flute, he's staying and he's enjoying, performing various pastimes. All his performing activities through these agencies in a different energies. So this is the understanding we need to develop. So now again connect back to even when we see this in a chapter of Bhagavad Gita, different verses. So Krishna is taking care of everything through his energies. Like this material world is his energy. And living entity Jiva is marginal potency. Right? Everywhere Krishna's energy is there. If you see the chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned, I am the taste of water. Means the pure taste is one of the energies of the. So and the light of the sun and the moon is Krishna. I am telling is I am the light of the sun and moon. Right? The light which we are getting from the sun and the moon is Brahmajyoti. Again, it's the effect of Brahmajyoti. That is Krishna's energy. So when we see everything is linked to Krishna, everything, our soul is Krishna's energy. This material world is Krishna energy. And the light which we are saying Krishna energy. And he also mentioned the intelligence of the intelligent. Again, so if the person is having some good intelligent person, is very topper or very good IQ, that intelligence, that potency is Krishna's energy. And I am the strength of the strong. If the person is saying that I am very strong, I am very fit, whether it's physically or mentally, that strongness is coming from Krishna. So when we analyzing these things, what is it is coming? Everything is rooted. Everything is attributed to Krishna. Right? So if again take the examples, we understand if the person is topper, that is Krishna's energy. Because of Krishna's mercy, Krishna's energy, he became a topper. If a person is performing very well in sports, it is Krishna's energy, Krishna's mercy. That energy is coming to us through Krishna's mercy. Because of past Sukriti, by mercy of devotees, we get that and we do that. Similarly, any activity which we are doing in our life, it is Krishna's energy. So then why we have to feel proud about ourselves? What is the reason? Everything is like if a small child is there, infant or a kid, he cannot do anything on his own. Everything we are relying on is the kid, the infant, will rely on his parents to perform anything, to feed food, to take care of everything. The parents will they will hold the kid and they will. Similarly, the Lord is doing the same thing. Sitting in our heart, He's a Bhagavan through energy, through by His mercy, He's giving us this mercy. Through these mercies, we are doing everything. So it means we are completely dependent on Krishna. We may put effort, we need to put the effort, but everybody is putting the effort. Is everyone getting the same result? No. Right? So this is where Krishna's mercy, that energies are coming by Krishna's mercy. So everything in our life, we are dependent on Krishna. Like a small child, dependent on parents, we are. So whenever, then we have to understand, ultimately, when everything we are dependent on Krishna, what should be our mood? Our mood should be surrender. Right? If we are nothing, suppose if you don't have any capability to perform anything, you are relying on some other person. How you will have a mood with him? So you are completely dependent. So without him, you can't do anything. Then ultimately, that leads to surrenderness. Right? So this is the important thing. When we develop the deeper understanding of Krishna sitting on our heart, he is the performer, sanctioner, he is the overseer, but when we see the same Paramatma is Bhagavan, and he is having different energies. Through these different energies, this material world is happening. And then all the activities we are doing, it is Krishna's energy. And we may put effort, but without his mercy, without his sanction, we can't get the result. So we are completely dependent on Krishna, and our mood should be, we have to surrender to Krishna. That's what in 18.66, Krishna said, Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja. Why we sing? This is our mood. Krishna is telling why we have to surrender. Everything is happening through Krishna's energy. We are completely dependent, like a small child dependent on parents. We are dependent on Krishna. So our mood should be surrenderness. Completely surrender to Krishna. And when you surrender, what will happen? You will chant. You will perform devotional service. Right? So this is how we can see the connection when you understand develop the deeper understanding of how Supreme Lord is living on our heart, how it is impacting. When you first we understood from the verse, Bhagavad Gita verse, he is only sanctioner because he is the provider, controller. That was the first understanding we developed. Then we understood that not only the controller, he drives through the understanding. When we associate with the devotees, we perform devotion. When we will be able to understand more things about him. By performing a devotional service, we'll come to know more about Krishna. And then more deeper level understanding is everything in this material world is Krishna's energy. Even Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentioned that he's all pervading. Everywhere, nook and corner, Krishna's energy is present and taking care of this material world. Even and maybe not directly, like when we more detail, Krishna is there, but he comes from Krishna, Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva as agents. He's an expansion. He comes and they will take it. So, but under overall, he is the supreme controller. He is taking. So, with this understanding, we can say the ultimate aim is to develop the deeper understanding that we are everything, whatever we are doing. We may claim that, oh, I have achieved great success. So-called in the material corporate world, people will so many trainings how to achieve success, right? So many corporate they workshops, trainings, how to accomplish success. So many, but underlying our scriptures said, yes, you need to perform your endeavor with your senses, your body, but ultimately the shelter you have to take under the shelter of Supreme Lord and surrender to Him. That is the success formula in our current world, right? So, and I would like to touch on one important thing, which generally practical aspect. So, when we say Krishna, the super soul is there in our heart and giving the instructions, and some people, when we understand, like, okay, we know that super soul is there in our heart. Sometimes many people ask questions. Okay, if the super soul is there in our heart, how will I know whether it is a Krishna's instruction or my mind is telling to do something, right? This is always a conflict. Many questions, many people are. So, how we can resolve that issue? First thing, Krishna's instructions are always, as we discussed, it will make you progress towards Krishna's bhakti. Right? That is the one point. If the instruction coming is, it is helping you to go towards bhakti, that is a Krishna's. Second thing, if still you have some doubt, better you go to this Guru Sadhu. Approach them. Because one thing we have to understand, in the Guru Sadhu heart also Krishna is living there as a super soul. Right? So same super soul living in your heart and there. So when you approach them with your question, you will get the right understanding. So whether it is a Krishna's instruction or your mind is provoking. So these are the various ways we can understand the super soul instruction. And second thing, one more important thing is, generally we see in our devotee community, sometimes we feel that, okay, I supposed to do this service, but someone else took this service. Right? This is what, or I have this skill, I should get this service, someone else got this service. Right? These are the various things we see in the devotee community, sometimes it happens. But when you apply this philosophy, everyone's performing their service. It's by Krishna's mercy, Krishna's potency. Right? So what we underlying theme we should attach to Krishna and Krishna's service. It doesn't matter what service you are getting. If whatever service Krishna allocates, by His mercy, His potency will be there, you will be able to do the service right properly. So that should be the mode we need to develop. Attach it to Krishna, attach it to Krishna's service, not attach the specific service of the Krishna which you are interested. Yes, if the opportunity is there, you will get it. If the opportunity is not there, someone else is doing, you may get different opportunity service. And that again, Krishna will shower His mercy so that you will perform the service in a right way. So these are the various practical aspects we can discuss from this verse. So I will conclude here. Any questions and any comments? Yes, Prabhu. See, there are different ways to see that. The ultimate aim is to serve Krishna, but in that process, not everybody can renounce and stay as a sannyasi or renounce the order of life, right? No, we have to take care of our family. But when you are doing all these things, if you keep your ultimate goal, serving Krishna, with that mood, you do everything, whatever. You take care of family. So we may, like, if you, based on your devotional surrenderness or your devotee level, you are a neophyte, madhyama, uttama, depending on, but you need to develop that consciousness. Your ultimate goal is Krishna service. As part of that, you are doing. Suppose if you have to climb 6 floors building, you have to start. You can't directly go jump into 6th floor, right? You have to go floor by floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, fifth floor, sixth floor. Like that, in your family, in your life, you have to achieve the goal as a gruhastha, right? So you need to take care of the gruhastha responsibilities, and with the mode that ultimately your mode is to achieve Krishna bhakti, but you have to take care of these things in that mode. That is one way of seeing. Second thing, if you are little bit deeper devotee, they can say that everything connect to Krishna. They may think that, okay, this family is provided by Krishna. Taking care of this family is my responsibility. It's the devotion. I need to earn. But again, there is a limit. Every stage there is a small line is there. You need to understand. You should not cross beyond the line. You should sometimes, okay, I need to take care of family. I will build some big 10 floors building. Right? That should not be your intention. You need to understand keep the goal. But by Krishna's mercy, if it comes, it's fine. But you should not over endeavor compromising your bhakti. So these are the practical things we need to apply. It's depending on your devotional level, what level you are. You will be thinking at the initial level, but you always remember in your mind that ultimate goal is Krishna bhakti. And with that mode you have to do. But if you are a little bit advanced, you connect everything with Krishna. Right? Your family is Krishna. This job is given by Krishna. So if I do this job correctly, Krishna will be happy. Whatever Lakshmi I get, I will use it in bhakti. Right? So it all depends on your level of devotion you can apply at various levels. So the ultimate thing is always keep that your goal is to. That's the. Highest one. This is not the highest ultimate goal of him. Yeah, Paramatma. See, merging it. Okay, there are different like the Jnanis will go with the path of Brahma, merging with the Brahman. Yogis will go with the path of realizing Paramatma. So different paths, different people. Fitting on their nature, some people will like Jnana Yoga and they do merge in the Brahma Jyoti. That is the ultimate aim. And the Paramatma is that's what, when you do Ashtanga Yogis, they realize Paramatma. But Paramatma, just they see the form of Paramatma in their heart. They realize that Krishna, 400 Vishnu. But beyond that, they don't do any exchange, relation with them. Right? So the ultimate thing is, again, the Paramatma person, the yogi, if they get contact with Bhakta, then they will understand that the devotional journey begins there. And then he will progress in Bhakti. So the different Karma Yoga, we have different yoga process, right? Each process is leading to this particular Brahma Jyoti merging in another path into the Paramatma, and finally Krishna is saying when Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada commentaries, Krishna is saying Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. That is the absolute, the Bhagavan realization is the topmost. That Bhagavan realization you will get through Bhakti. So different paths. Is that Yeah, but because the knowledge, ultimate, when you're doing devotion, the knowledge is important. Like if you stuck at the Brahma Jyoti level, but you need to understand the disadvantages when you put in Brahma Jyoti again. See, soul is active. The knowledge is important. You need to understand what will happen if you go to Brahma Jyoti, right? Your soul is active. You cannot be in idle when you after merging in Brahma Jyoti. You cannot stay in a without doing passive state for a long time. Obviously, you fall down. When you know the knowledge that it is not right, then you will come back to bhakti yoga. So the knowledge is important. Understanding the scriptures, the association of the devotees, you will get this knowledge. Then you will, even though if the mind it is disturbing that okay, merging the Brahman is easy, if may get tempted. But when you understand the right understanding of the Shastras, devotion, then you can correct yourself and take the path of. Okay, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.